3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, it's Seven here. Yes, it's another week and more new releases. It's week 40 of our new release show. I've got no moans and groans this week. Just plenty of good games, an interesting interview, and hopefully all you rifters out there are back in the VR metaverse with us after Oculus's little hiccup. Ha ha ha. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on that anymore. Okay, so anyway, first up this week is a game out of early access. Guns and Stories Bulletproof for the Rift, Vive, and Windows Mixed Reality. This game is FFF. And if you don't know what that means, it stands for funny, fun, and flipping awesome. Okay, as I mentioned, it's out of early access. And if you complete the story mode in it, you will find 6 new additional trials. Okay, and there's some achievements to collect as well. On top of that, they've improved the graphics and done lots of other little tweaks and things like that. It is a solid buy. And listening to the old grandpa in it, telling these stories as he's playing the game, it's like listening to our very own Flag after a few whiskies. Anyway, let's have a look at the game and tell me what you think.
Grandpa Bill! Grandpa Bill!
This is my old coat. I'll tell you about my younger days. There I was, surrounded by enemies all alone, like sausage in a house with 10 starving cats.
But Grandpa, what about Charlotte?
Oh, yeah. Of course, let's save Charlotte.
Okay, guys, there we go. That is Bullets and More Bulletproof. Very, as I say, very solid game. Okay, next up it is for you PSVR players out there. Okay, we do like to include you every now and then. And this week we have got Bravo Team. It is a single and a co-op game. This game is as much about strategy as it is as shooting things. Okay, work together with your partner to complete the missions and stay alive. Now, some people have described this as CSGO for Sony. We just think it's a good game and definitely well worth, if you own a PSVR, give it a try and have a look at it. Okay, let's have a look at the trailer for it.
Peggy 16.
Bravo team, do you copy? Over? The military are no longer our allies. They want you dead. If you stay alive long enough, we might just find out why. Show them what Bravo team is made of. Good luck, Bravo team.
Here we go. Okay. There we go. I can see myself. Right. Okay. So before we go over to today's guest for interview, I want to show you a little video for an upcoming Kickstarter. The game is called Manmade. If you like it, and you want to see more, I'll leave a sign up link in the bottom of this video on our YouTube channel. Sign up for it, get information about it, find out when it actually goes live on Kickstart, and you'll be one of the first people to get actually involved in the game when it gets released in beta and stuff like that. So anyway, let's go and have a look at that, and then we're going to jump straight over and have an interview with our guest.
I keep finding myself in these filthy streets. Since I fell into this darkness, it's always the same question. Was it like this before them? They're everywhere. With deadpan glares and curious expressions. Everywhere. Maybe I'm the one to blame. Who am I to criticize this corrupt system? Doesn't matter anymore.
Breaking into time, losing up the ties, giving all we got there. You in the stars, remember future. We're building
Well, guys, that was an excellent part to the first half of the show. Some great games this week. Now, it's interviewer dev time, and today we have got the dev from Polycube. We mentioned it on last week's new release show. We said that we've got a review coming out, so make sure you check that out. And welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Most welcome. Now, for those people out there that live under a stone and only watch our show to find out what games are about, just tell everyone what Polycube is all about, please.
Okay, so Polycube is a 3D block puzzle game that's kind of a reimagining on the classic that you're familiar with. But it's for VR and also for not VR, you know, basically however you want to play it.
Is there such thing as not VR? I didn't know. This is a revelation for me. Is there such thing as non-VR? Okay, so it basically you can play it on the flat screen using your computer, or you can get inside the world in VR to play it, which is fantastic. We like that. And obviously, we can mention the name of the game that it's based on because people will obviously have a look at the video and instantly connect it. So. Tetris, yeah, that is the game. It is a 3D version of Tetris.
Try to avoid the P word, but it's also heavily inspired. There's an old game called Blockout, and so Polycube is actually really heavily inspired by that one as well.
Good, I do remember that game as well. I'm not old to remember that. Such a shame. Okay, so what inspired you to make this game in 3D? Because I don't think anyone's actually made a 3D version of it.
Couple of them, but I really wanted to make, you know, a really good high quality one that had, you know, solid controls and then just solid gameplay. Because some people will, you know, they'll make that sort of game as like they'll just finish it and throw it out. But I really want to make a high quality version of it.
And
I mean, there hasn't really been a game like, you know, it's a very popular kind of series, but there hasn't been like one like that in a while, and certainly not for VR.
Yeah, it's definitely not been one for VR that we can recall, and we were impressed with it. Obviously, it got featured on the show because we were impressed with it. Now, this is your first entry into VR market. Have you learned a lot from it? Have you got other plans to go in and make other VR games?
Actually, I really love VR game development. This is actually my first game in over 13 years. I used to be really big into the Half-Life 1 mod scene, and I worked on, I had an official level for Action Half-Life, and then I also, if you remember Frontline Force, I was on the dev team for that. But I kind of got out of game dev for a while, and essentially just kind of, when VR came out, I kind of wanted to get back in VR development. So that's what I had in mind. And as far as the roadmap for the future, definitely I have some ideas for next couple of games I want to go from this.
Excellent. And what about the game itself? Obviously, it's in early access at the moment, so there may be a few little bugs in there, guys, but this is what you expect from early access. You support the devs because of that reason. What new things are you going to be implementing into the game?
Sure. Well, first I want to squash, as much of the bugs as possible. Right now, it doesn't work as optimally with the Vive ones as I'd like it to. Even though the preferred control method is like an Xbox or a PlayStation joystick. But, I do want it to work with the Vive ones. It works fine with Oculus. But that's been a challenge for me to get that since I don't actually have a Vive. I do have some new features in mind. So I want to do stuff like a custom game mode, where if the game isn't hard enough for you yet, you can actually make it harder by adding more width and more depth to the puzzle piece, or have additional pieces, or maybe even reduce the set there, just, kind of customize the difficulty for you. I also want to add things like online leaderboards so people can do competitive.
We love leaderboards here. Anyone that watches the show knows that we like to try and get our names on all the leaderboards up there, and we like to challenge our viewers out there. So leaderboards is always a plus for these games. Now, there's something that when we were reading about the game, that intrigued us. You say that we can play this with the Nintendo Switch controllers. Now, I've never known a game that can play with that. So I think pretty much all of us at Helix went, what? So can you explain how we can play with the Switch controllers?
The Switch controllers will actually pair to your PC over Bluetooth, just like the PlayStation controller will, or some models of the Xbox controller. And Polycube actually will just see it and pick it up, and you can play with it just as if any other controller.
There we go. See, guys, we're educating you as well, and you're learning new things. I bet everyone's going to write in now and say, oh, we already knew that, but we didn't. So there we go. We've learned something here at Helix. As I say, we've really had a good fun playing this game, and we're trying it out and stuff like that. One of the things that we said that we'd like to see to make it a little bit harder, and maybe say something that you can implement in, is exploding blocks. You just drop out of the blue, and they just happen to take out 2 or 3 blocks around it. And then obviously as you're matching up shapes, you just blow up a few cubes, and then your whole game's destroyed then, and you've got to then try and pull yourself back from something that's gone wrong in the game, basically. That was something that maybe you can do. That's
sure,
just something that,
especially for custom game mode, that could be an add-on you select for the custom game.
Yeah. Okay. So as I say, we just like to throw in our little bits and pieces about it. Okay, the one question I like asking the devs, and I put you all on the spot on this because I don't tell you beforehand, when you're not playing your own game in VR, what game do you like playing?
Well, I've actually haven't had that much time lately, but when I am playing VR, I've been playing a bit of Doom VFR. That was on sale a couple weeks back, and I grabbed that. Grabbed Arizona Sunshine, and
okay, this guy's just pulling all my trigger words here, guys. Yeah, you've seen this. He's watched the show and he's got all my trigger words, yeah? Doom, VFR, and he mentioned Arizona Sunshine straight after it, yeah? I don't know what I've done to upset you, but I do apologise. Okay, that's my 2 trigger words there, all in one sentence. No, they're pretty good games, and they could be better, couldn't you guys, with Arizona Sunshine? Come on, multiplayer mode. It would be nice if it worked. So, yeah, no, I'm glad that you like those games. We've reviewed them, and they are fun. They could be better. Saying it's always nice to find out what the devs actually play when they're not playing their own games. So that's always interesting. Okay, well, you know what, guys? We've got to get back and find out what game of the week is. So, we'll catch you on the other side. Seriously? Okay, well, there we go, guys. Wasn't that a great interview? And thank you very much for the dev for popping on and having a little chat with us. We always love it. And guys, if you're a dev out there, you are more than welcome to join us on the show and talk about your game. We love giving you free publicity. Okay, anyway, this is a first for Helix VR. The same game is going to win Game of the Week again. So, when it was first released in early access, this game won Game of the Week. It's now come out of early access, and it's going to win Game of the Week again. Can you guess what game it is? Kermie, can I have a fanfare, please? Okay, it is The Wizards VR, out of early access this week, and it's nice. It's had a big overhaul. There's even more stages to play. We raved about it when the game first came out in early access. We had the dev on the show chatting to us. And if you remember, he told us some exclusives about what new stages were coming. Well, it's all happened, basically. They're here. Yeah, we've got all these new things. It is one of the best games in VR for us. Okay, it is a well-deserved award. And it deserved it the last time. It definitely deserves it this time. Nothing released this week matches the scenery and the gameplay of this game. Plus, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we had Live on. This game actually works with Live. So if you're into making mixed reality and you want to make a mixed reality video as a wizard, get the Live app. It's free. Get this game and join the two together and make some awesome videos of you playing the Wizards. Okay, this game for us is going to be another one of those Hall of Fame games in a few years' time. But until then, go out, buy it. Well done to Carbon Studios. The big question is, when it gets released on PSVR in a few weeks, months' time, will it win again, making it 3 times in a row for Game of the Week? We will have to find out. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the game. And let's go back and say goodbye to Joey. Okay, guys, catch you on the other side. Not Joey.
Have you ever dreamt of becoming a wizard? Sorcery is now within your reach. But will you dare to take it? Come along. We have times and places to be.
Okay, anyway, before we go back and say goodbye to the dev, who's not Joey, by the way, Kerry's killing himself laughing. He's waiting for my mistakes. I just wanted to tell you about our giveaway, Sky. We've got, this week we're giving away Glider Island for the Oculus Rift or for the HTC Vive. Now, we haven't had very many people enter, so I don't know whether we've shared it to the wrong channels or not. I don't know. But anyway, guys, jump over to our YouTube channel. It's linked at the end of this video as well. and enter. All you need to do is pick a card from a deck of cards. It's as simple as that. Just leave the comment in there. We'll say good luck. We'll enter you into the competition. And if we pick your card on Sunday and you watch the Monday video, you've got until the Thursday to claim it. It's as simple as that. We love giving away loads and loads of games to you guys. So all you need to do is just really, really simple. And don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to like this video as well. Okay, let's go over and say goodbye to the dev, wrap up the show, and see if I make any mistakes in this last part. Okay. There we go, guys. A brilliant game of the week. And I know you guys are going to go out and buy it because you always buy all our recommendations for game of the week. And we had great fun playing that. So it's time to end the show. I'd like to thank you for coming on to the show, and really, really good luck with Polycube and all the success going forward. Guys, go out and buy it.
By the way, I'd like to give you a couple keys for all of you viewers so that you can have a chance to win the game.
Excellent, guys. So tune in next Thursday because our giveaway will be Polycube keys. So make sure that you enter that to win a copy of that. Once again, as I say, wish you really all the luck with the future. And obviously, when you bring out other VR games, make sure that you let Helix know first. We'll help you test them out, and we're certainly like to have you back on the show. Right, guys, let's do our mantra and end the show because I know you want to go and buy that game of the week. So if you love what we do, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, tweet us on Twitter, itch us on Twitch, smash us on Smashcast, discuss with us on Discord, leave us a Steam on Steam, and F us on Fbook. Until next week, goodbye.